Good morning, everyone. Let's just give it a minute or two. I'm 2 seconds early. I want to give some people a chance to get on the live stream. Okay. Get myself all situated, right? How are you guys today? I know everybody who's on YouTube, you guys get to sit here and watch me wait for the live stream to get started. Here we go. Awesome. All right. So, I am Robin Link, and I am here with you today with your energy forecast for September 28th to, what the heck is that? I can't see what I posted. October 4th, 2016. And again, I'm just amazed at how quickly time is going by. I mean, seriously, is this not crazy? So, I'm shuffling the cards so that we can get started. And I know people in the group don't always get on. Hey, Dominique, good morning. Good morning. You got some fun stuff going on, I know. So let's see what the energy is for this coming week. For you, for me, and for everybody else. I'm just going to throw the cards down, and then I will talk like I always do. Oh, this is, okay, cool. I'm liking where they're going so far. Yeah, I'll clue you in a minute. So, while you guys are all waiting for me, hey, Deb, how are you? It's early over there, isn't it? You're like an hour early for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. They just had me pulling a couple of extra cards. So, looks like we're going into a full reading today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Nancy's in the house. Good morning. Okay. Wow, we got an interesting read this week. Nice. Cool. Very interesting. I like the download that I'm getting already. We are going to be hitting a lot on the shadow side today, and that actually excites me. I'm a little nuts, I know, but let's get it going. And so you guys, you know, things show up for me different on my camera, and even though I have it on the computer next to me, it shows up different for me. So if the live stream gets wonky or anything gets wonky, please let me know. All right, so here we go. The energy of the week is all about togetherness, okay? So that's really interesting with what we have going on with all the political stuff and all the, oh hey Jackie, and all the disconnect that's actually happening right now in the United States, all over the world, really. I mean, it kind of feels like we're in this little mini civil war kind of thing with two very opposing views on our presidential candidates. So I'm actually really happy to see the togetherness card show up and showing up in a positive place, because I really do feel like it's time for us to band together in spite of our differences. And seriously, let's just be real, you know. Our differences are what makes life interesting. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see it, a little different from the rest is my shirt today. So I guess I was already getting the download on what we were going to be working on today. So, all right, so we've got togetherness, and that's really awesome. That is moving us in a more positive direction, in a direction of, oh, what are those words that they're saying? More tolerance. It's more tolerance. Good morning, Jeanette. God, I'm really happy to hear this. There's going to be a little more tolerance available to all of us this week, okay? To me, to you, to everybody else. So it's up to you guys to make the choice to allow for the tolerance to come in and to play a really positive role in your life, all right? And is it here? No. Okay, that was my own personal reading. I thought there was the patience card was here. That came up for me, as usual. Yeah, Dominique, thank goodness. I mean, tolerance, but, tolerance within families, within communities, all right? But here's the thing. Tolerance starts with you, okay? Starts with me too, but I'm talking to you. Tolerance starts with you. And it begins with you being tolerant of yourself, of what you're going to call your shortcomings, of learning how to work with your shortcomings. So, I mean, you guys know that what I teach, like outside of these energy reports, I'm usually teaching about stuff that has come up for me. That's I'm like, you want to be healed? You want to know what you're going to heal next? Okay, wait. Let's see. What's Robin dealing with now? She's going to deal with it, and then she's going to help you heal it. I feel like I'm a proxy for everybody. And so for me, with as much as I have a phenomenal life, I have not been feeling passionate lately. And the reason that I haven't been feeling passionate is because I've been tamping down a huge part of myself. You know, I talk about how my temper doesn't explode anymore, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a temper. And it doesn't mean that I don't have a passion for life. I mean, I was one of those people that as a kid, I always got in trouble for talking too much in class, right? And so I learned how to make that part of myself small. And what I did was, in making that part of me small and making it wrong, I grew my body, because it, when you depress this part of yourself, whatever part of you that it is that you're depressing because you've been made wrong for it, you grow it in other ways, and usually in unsupportive ways. Okay, so whether it's taking on another behavior, whether it's getting into wrong relationships, you overcompensate in a negative way. All right, because there's this power in you, and which is the energy that's going to be supporting you this week, personal power. There's this power in you that needs to be expressed, and it needs to be realized. And so the more that I pretend to be this kind of chill, easygoing, spiritual woman, I'm a teacher, and so I have to be a certain way, even though I teach authenticity, right? I mean, really? I teach authenticity, and I'm hiding my passion, and I'm hiding my fire, and it keeps me from showing up the way I need to show up for you guys. So for you guys this week, you've got the tolerance in the togetherness, the blah blah. The togetherness also includes pulling in all those aspects of you, and having tolerance for each and every part of you, especially, ladies and gentlemen, especially the parts of you that you think are wrong and bad. And the parts of you that people judge. You want to know why people judge it? I'm going to tell you why. Basically, they're jealous. It's the bottom line. They're jealous. Like, if you are somebody who has a big personality, who's exuberant, and you get to be too much for somebody, right? Let me rephrase it. You're jealous or it's a threat. That was the other word I was looking for. Sometimes, man, it's really hard for me to get the words. They're jealous or you're a threat. Jealous because they have that inside of them and they don't know how to get it out, right? So if you've got this big, passionate, exciting, exuberant personality and people start judging you, Genevieve, hello, and people start judging you for it, they're like, it's because they have that inside of them and they don't know how to pull it out, right? Or it's because it scares the shit out of them. They don't know what to do with it. Doesn't mean you're wrong or bad, because they don't know how to handle your business, your you, right? So, I could be judging myself right now for all this because I got so much that I want to get out to you. And this is part of the problem that I see as far as in practical ways of being me, because when I'm fully me and I really allow all this energy through and I really allow myself to push it out, my mouth doesn't work as fast as the energy does, and it gets frustrating and I miss it. So you want to embrace the part of you that you dislike the most, because it's that part of you that holds the most power. That is the key to unlocking your future. Okay? And I got to tell you, this information is brand new to me. Because, and I love that, because then I know for sure it's not Robin, right? Because that is just so not where I would go. So let's get into this a little deeper, so we got togetherness, which is actually more about having tolerance for one another, but especially tolerance for yourself and all the parts of you, especially these deep, dark shadows, the parts of you that hold your hidden dreams, your hidden desires, and your hidden drive. Like the stuff that really drives you underneath, that you will not tell a soul about because it scares the crap out of you. Good morning, Melanie. Because it scares the crap out of you, because you think you're wrong for it, because you think it's bad, and sometimes it's just freaking scary. Okay? That is where your personal power is. And you need to have, if you want to have, the self-confidence that will help you to express this and understand, this is really key, and understand that these emotions that you, and these aspects of you that you are considering bad and wrong and you have been judged about, they all carry an energy. And energy is neutral. And morning, Ebeth, and that energy, even though it may be coming from something that scares the shit out of you and that you think is deep and dark and everything else, can be utilized in a positive way. So this deep dark fear energy, or this deep dark shadow energy, can be used for you to have more tolerance for yourself. It can be used for you to access your personal power so that you can go after your dreams of opening your spiritual center, your dreams of helping more people, your dreams of opening animal sanctuaries, your dreams of feeding the hungry. See, it doesn't matter what your brain thinks about what it's, the way the brain is interpreting the energy of your desires. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you use it. So this week is really, again, I can't say it enough. The more tolerance you have for yourself. Yes, tolerance for everybody else. But if you want tolerance for everybody else, especially with these really challenging times we're going in, it begins with having tolerance for yourself. Now, I'm not saying tolerance to the point of putting up with being treated badly. And let's get really real here. The way most of you treat yourselves, if somebody else treated you like that, you would not put up with it. You would not put up with it. Because so many of you, of me, of us, of the world have been taught to treat ourselves like shit. And that's why we do that with everybody else. We haven't learned how to treat ourselves like a decent human being yet. And so when we see somebody who challenges us, who has a trait that we want, we go into judgment. We find a way to make them wrong. And let me tell you, in the spiritual community, a lot of people do that under the guise of peace and love. Oh my God. So many people in the spiritual community, they forget about their human side. They forget that they're on this planet where shit happens. Bad shit happens to good people. Good stuff happens to bad people. And the reverse. It's just an experience. Right? And then we find ways to judge it. And then we have to find ways to, give it some kind of a meaning. It's just happening. Life is just happening. Yes, you're going to attract a lot of what you're in vibration with. But half the time, man, we don't even know what we're in vibration with because we have more than one program running at a time. There's the conscious programming, there's the unconscious programming, there's the shadow that we're friggin' hiding from ourselves that's dying to come out, it's dying to erupt, and we've pushed it down so deeply we think it's not affecting us, and we pretend that it's not who we are anymore, who you are anymore. And you can't figure out why life isn't working? It's because you're denying this part of yourself and you can't consciously create when you deny that part of yourself. Because you're not all in. You're not all of you. Does that make sense? I hope so. You guys are quiet, but then I don't give you much space to talk. Which brings us into, like, the whole other side of the coin, which is meditation, right? And so we talk about life being balance, being in balance, and getting our life in balance. And I say this all the time. Balance does not mean we're like, ooh, going along here. That's freaking boring. It's boring. It's boring. Hey, Barb. Oh, good. Thanks, Jeanette. That makes sense. The live stream post and the live stream itself are like 5 seconds behind me. So, but we think that balance is like going like this. All right, bullshit. Because here's the thing. Humans need variety. It's one of the 6 human needs. And variety shows up in a lot of ways. It shows up in adventure. It shows up in chaos. It shows up in changing your routine. Because here's the deal. Like we like certainty, right? We confuse balance with certainty. Certainty is I know that what's everything that's going to happen. And look, I'm a psychic. I do psychic readings. I go to people, tell me what's going to happen. And then half the time it doesn't happen. I go to some of the best psychics in the world. And half the time what they tell me is going to happen doesn't. Why? Because the minute I know what's going on, I can change my future. And so can you. Right? You all have that power. And they are changing subjects so quickly on me. So when you go back into meditation, when you go back into balance and all that kind of stuff, we go to the psychics because we want the certainty so that we know what's going on, so that we can turn around and say, oh, so this is going to happen. It's almost like a controlling thing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Jack. We try to control. And because that makes us feel safe. And that gives us a certainty. And that's what we think is balance. That's what we confuse balance with. That's what we confuse balance with. Balance is not about that. Balance is highs and lows. All right? Oh, remember I told you the dogs bark every time my mother-in-law comes, opens up the door? I think that's what's going on. And it's not. It's not. Balance is not this smooth, I know it's going to happen. Everything's peaceful. Everything is easy. The water on the pond is flat. No, that's neutral. That's not balance. Balance is some days things go good, some days things go bad, and you deal with it. You just deal with it. You know when you're starting to overextend yourself, and so you bring it down a little bit. Or you know that you have a deadline coming and you got to push, 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 push. So you do that, and then the next thing, and they sure won't let you know things when you're meant to learn the lesson. Oh, amen, right? Yeah, for sure, Deb. And the thing is, you push, 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 and you push through until you hit the deadline, and then you go and you crash for like 3 days. That's how you create the balance. Right? If we were meant to live life in neutral, could you please tell me why people skydive? Why people rock climb? Why people, oh my God, we live not far from Six Flags Great Adventure, right? Those freaking roller coaster shit things? Oh my God. Is that really neutral? No. That's part of what brings life into balance. Because you want to feel alive. And you don't feel alive when you're living in neutral. Right? Yeah, the universe gave you 2 flat tires, Dominique, to slow down. Absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the thing. The universe gave it to you because you were asking for it somehow. Hey, Rob. You were asking for it somehow. Now, did you know you were asking for it? No. You might have been unconsciously saying, oh my God, I'm too busy. You may have been getting into that state of desperation, and on some level you knew you were getting there, and so you slowed down. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. And that's, again, that goes back into the meditation, right? So you're tolerating yourself now so that you can tolerate others. You're tolerating those shadow parts of you. You're not only tolerating them, you were doing things you didn't really want to be doing. That's a whole other live stream. So you're tolerating the shit. And so tolerance goes on 2 different directions also, right? There's where you tolerate the shit and where you learn how to tolerate you so that you can embrace you. Right? So when you're tolerating the stuff that doesn't work for you, you're pushing yourself down. When you learn how to have a tolerance for the parts of you that you judge about yourself, you're lifting yourself up. And you're connecting with your power. right? Which was that next piece, that personal power. Because the parts of you that you don't have patience for, the parts of you that you don't tolerate, that's where your hidden power is. That's where your all those secret dreams and desires, all of that stuff. Like when you access that, man, life shifts like crazy. You become more of you. We keep saying we're being authentic and then we push ourselves down. No, you can't. It's not about pushing yourself down. Tolerate family with keeping self boundaries. Yeah, Jeanette, man. Family, you know? Totally. Totally. You know, everybody's got their own personalities, right? And you don't have to tolerate family. You don't have to. And a lot of times, what your family is showing you, and I'm not going to say this is true all the time, but a lot of times what your family is showing you is where you're holding yourself back. Where you either need more self-confidence, where you are not tapping into your personal power. Right? Because let's face it, let's get really real here for a second. How many of you really and truly like everybody in your family? How many of you would be friends with your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousin, if you weren't family? Heck no. Nope. Exactly. 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 So put the boundaries up, damn it. Stand in your power and put the boundaries up. Because otherwise, you're just letting everybody suck your soul. Yeah. Yeah. You didn't think about that one. You know. You're just engaging in letting everybody that is related to you suck your soul. So how are you going to find your power? You know, they said you march to to a different drum. Yep. Maybe you could tolerate them. Maybe could tolerate them. Would you want to tolerate them? You know, you don't have to. And I'm not telling you step away from your family. I'm not telling you guys break your ties, okay? Because there's so much more to that. And, you know, and just because you don't like them, you may, and I know this is true for a lot of people in my family. I don't like everybody, but I love them, you know? And so there are things that I put up with. Absolutely, there's things that I put up with. There's situations that I still need to clear up. And I'm sure that's true for you as well. But, yeah, you're the strange one out of your family. You do your own thing. Yeah, me too. Me too. And probably that's true for most of us on this live stream. You know, but there's a difference between tolerating certain things so that it smashes you down and makes you small and makes you feel like shit, and tolerating certain things because they're just these little, they don't matter. You know, they're just behaviors that don't matter. So only you can make that choice, discrepancy, whatever it is. I don't know why I'm not finding words today. I'm just determination. Thank you. The voice from inside. Only you can make that determination. I can't do it for you, but this is the week where you can certainly start looking at where you're tolerating behaviors from family and friends and coworkers and life in general in a way that it's smashing you down, and where you need to have more tolerance for yourself so that you can rise up and access your personal power and feel more confident. And the thing is, you're going to get tired because it's gonna drain you. It just does. And it's really important to get into those moments of meditation so that you can make that connection with the divine again. Remember your divine power. I'm not going to say quiet your mind. A lot of people can't quiet their mind while they're meditating, but that stillness, that presence, and that connection helps ground them and revitalize them and strengthen them. So I really do want you guys to have the courage this week to transform your relationship with you and the parts of you that you do not tolerate. Because here's the thing. We become addicted. We become addicted to our intolerance of ourself. It becomes such an ingrained behavior and habit and thing that we don't know what to do without it, right? So it numbs us out from ourself. So when you become so addicted to cutting yourself off from your true nature, you get numb. Now, why would you want to get numb? Because when you're yourself, you're too big, you're too much, you're too different, you're too loud, you're too boisterous, you're too smart, you're too loving, you know too much. Yeah, Jackie, you go through the motions of life. And because other people can't handle you, you go, junk. You numb yourself out. You don't feel alive. You find other ways of feeding your addiction so that you can numb yourself out. You injure yourself. You cut off your money flows. If nothing else gets you, understand this. You cut off your money flows. Big time. And that's huge. Because in this world, money does make the world go round. I mean, love makes the world go round. Money makes the world go round. And yeah, Jackie, you get to that place of existing and not really living. I mean, money and here's the thing, like we cut off the money flows because the money is what gives us that sense of security, right? Because, and what happens is then we go into that space of desperation and running and chasing the dollar and how am I going to pay my bills this month and whatever other chaotic situation happens. And that energizes you. It wakes you up from the numbness. It's not pleasant, but you feel. And you're human. You need to feel. So when you deaden yourself so much and you cut yourself off from you so much that you numb yourself down, you have to create these other experiences just so you can stay alive. And then what happens is you get into this really vicious circle because you overwhelm yourself with all the chaos. You can't find the peace. You can't find the meditation. You can't get into neutral. You can't get into joy. And now you don't want to feel because it's too much and it's too overwhelming. And so you find another addiction to numb yourself even more. Because you want to be numb to the pain and the overwhelm. But when you numb yourself to that, you numb yourself to your dreams, you numb yourself to love, you numb yourself to life, you numb yourself to prosperity, you numb yourself to everything else. So my beautiful friends, the choice is yours. Are you going to practice tolerance for yourself so that you can step into your power, so that you can have the confidence to truly live a life of true balance, which includes roller coasters, which I hate, by the way. It includes roller coasters and it includes sitting by the pool in the sun, right? That's balance. It includes making the connection with the divine so that you can remember your divine being. And it includes having the courage to truly, 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 truly embrace those parts of yourself that you keep hidden and that you judge and that everybody else judged about you. Hey, Evie. Would you say it takes faith? It does take faith, Rob. It takes faith, and I'll tell you, and it takes one step further. Faith is awesome, okay? Totally, totally, totally awesome. Because sometimes things are just too big for us, or they feel like they're too big for us to handle. So we kind of go to that place that we think is outside of us so that we can grab onto that faith, right? To that higher power. But it takes trust as well. It takes trust in yourself. And that, again, is just a whole other live stream. Because a lot of people have, I do the life purpose stuff, and so in your hands, part of your life lesson or your life school can be about self-trust. So that makes it even more difficult for you, or for whoever. I don't think I read your hands. But faith without trust in yourself, you're welcome, is really, it's not the full picture. All right. And there's teachers who teach to, forget about your whole human self. And to me, that's bullshit. If we're going to forget about our human selves, why did we bother incarnating as humans to begin with? Right? So, faith and trust. For sure. Yeah, so we want to be able to transform our beliefs and our judgments about ourselves and about our shadow sides and really start embracing it, really start using it for good, and remembering that it can be used for good. My anger still gets me in trouble sometimes. I still will make impulsive decisions and choices and stuff like that. But when I look back at it and seriously look back at it, it was because I'd been tolerating something outside of me that had been pushing me down for way too long. Or it's because I've been tolerating a victim mentality within me. And so without tolerating the power that I have to shift that and embracing that power. So, these words all have so many different meanings. It's really, really, really important to, again, embrace all the meanings. Thanks for the love. I love the hearts and the the thumbs up. But that I think is it. Togetherness, so having tolerance for you and everybody else, but all of you, so that you can get into your personal power, have the confidence, find the true connection in the meditation and the true meaning of balance in life, the courage to transform, again, your relationship with the parts of you that you don't tolerate, so that you don't have to engage in the addictions that numb you out, and you can truly embrace your full nature. So that is it in a nutshell. We went 40 minutes. Woohoo! Does anybody have any questions? Really quick. And also, I launched Unleash Your Powerful Freaking Goddess again. We are starting October 15th. I'm really, really excited about that. We had a great time last time. Let me tell you, long time goals were met, like in just 6 weeks. I loved it. I loved it. You know, somebody who had no job prospects for I don't know how long ended up with 2. She was able to choose. Somebody else who had no place, she was not going to have a place to live, found the perfect home. It was awesome. You're off to my shadow career. I love it. I love it. So yeah, awesome. And yeah, and Deb was in the Powerful Freaking Goddess. She took care of some stuff that she'd been putting off. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it is, I'll post it in the group, the link. Please check it out if you're serious about moving forward, if you're serious about stepping into your power, and if you are serious about making these changes and embracing, check it out. It will change your life. And everybody, thank you so much for being here. Kudos, voodoo. I know. Oh, I thought you meant woohoo when I saw voodoo, Jeanette. So kudos, thank you. All right, I will see you guys in the group. I'm going to post the shareable link. If you got something out of this, I know it was a little all over the place, but if you got something out of this, when I get the shareable link in there, please share it out with your friends. Get them to sign up for the newsletter, the Prosperity Alignment Checklist, and all that stuff. So I will see you guys in the group. Love you all. Take it easy. I'm Robin Link, and I am out of here. Bye-bye.